Hey guys, Evrelia here. This is a guide to the Stone Guard in Mogu'shan Vaults on normal mode difficulty. This fight is all about tank control. You have a set of 3 bosses in 10 man and 4 on 25 man. You fight them all at the same time. Each of the bosses will take turn casting their own petrification on you. So, the Amethyst Guardian would cast Amethyst Petrification, the Cobalt Guardian will cast Cobalt Petrification, and so on. Petrification causes you to gain a power bar on your screen, similar to Corruption on Cho'Gall and Sound on Astromedes. If the bar gets to full, your raid is turned to stone and you wipe. Petrification also reduces your damage to a particular element by 90%. Amethyst Petrification reduces shadow damage, Cobalt Petrification reduces arcane damage, Jade Petrification reduces nature damage, and Jasper Petrification reduces fire damage. Now, the bosses also each have an energy bar. This slowly fills up as long as the boss is within 12 yards of another boss. When the energy bar reaches full, they inflict 250,000 elemental damage, depending on which guardian it is, and removes their petrification cast. However, since petrification reduces the damage they do to you by 90%, the key to this fight is to make sure that each guardian only explodes when it is casting petrification. You can control this by having your tanks taunt the mobs off each other. One tank will have 2 bosses. These 2 bosses will be gaining energy because they're close to each other. Another tank will have the other boss. This one will not gain any energy and will also take 90% less damage because he is on his own. Your tanks then have to take turns taunting the bosses in and out to control when they explode. Let's say, for example, the fight starts and your main tank picks up the Jade and Cobalt Guardians and your off tank picks up the Amethyst Guardian. A few seconds into the fight, the Jade Guardian starts to cast Petrification, so you know you want him to explode first. The Jade and Cobalt Guardian's energy bars start to increase because they're close together. You don't want the Cobalt to explode yet, so around halfway through, your tanks will swap the Cobalt and Amethyst mobs around. Now, Amethyst and Jade are both increasing, but because Jade is so far ahead, it will explode first. So the Jade explodes, but because you have Jade Petrification, the explosion barely does any damage to your raid at all. So a few seconds later, the Amethyst Guardian starts to cast Petrification. He's already in the hug, and is the highest on energy, so you'll know he'll explode next. This means your tanks don't need to swap at all. If it had been the Cobalt Guardian, your tanks would have simply swapped the Amethyst and Cobalt mobs around to ensure that the Cobalt was gaining energy. Okay, now the bosses also have some unique abilities depending on which one it is. The Amethyst Guardian creates pools on the ground, just little shadowy void zones, don't stand in them. The Cobalt Guardian will create ice traps on the ground. If you stand in them after 3 seconds of them being active, you get high damage and you get you get rooted for 6 seconds. If you do have the Cobalt Petrification debuff though, you can run through them and you won't take much damage, and this can be useful if you're running out of floor space and you need to clear some space. The Jade Guardian frequently fires out shards on the raid. There's nothing you can do about this, it's just raid damage, so you just have to heal through it. Finally, your Jasper Guardian will cast Jasper Chains. This links 2 people together. If they're further than 10 yards apart, they take fire damage that gets stronger every time it ticks. If they're apart for 15 total seconds, the chains will break. So when you get this, you should hug the person you're chained to, and when your raid is affected by Jasper Petrification, move apart and break the chains and you won't take much damage. For more guides, remember to subscribe or visit www.wowraids.org. You can also watch me live on twitch.tv/.